Hello everyone, this is Juan Sarmiento and today is Friday, August the 13th. It's 5:55 p.m. here in Spain. Let's take a look at my trades here one by one as usual. Let's start with Adobe. And Adobe, we have September the 3rd expiration. The stock is moving well. We have a delta neutral to slightly positive. And well, if we have a collapse in the stock, this is a weekly chart by the way, it looks very overextended here, and we could have a collapse here. Not that I can guarantee that obviously, but it's a possibility. And if it does, well, we can grab it here. Let's say if you're lucky and falls to 590 or below, we could make good money if the volatility spikes. Today we have a little profit. Let's move on to DHR. Well, here we have an expiration of August the 20th, and you can see that it's 7 days to expiration. We can do a rollover. Do I want to do that? Well, you can see here that I have first my short month. Here is August, short options on at 260, and we have long options, one call and two puts, which means we rolled up one of the calls to 310, and then I sold the 320 for $3, and right now it is at 310, so it's below the 320. So presumably the price of this option has dropped a little bit. Let's see. No, it actually has gone up because the stock has gone up. But if there is a pullback, we will be fine with that. If it continues on higher, well, the 310 should appreciate to more than compensate. And you can see that's why we have a delta positive of 1123. It's essentially I have taken my profits already, but a big move in either direction could benefit me further. I'm not going to do anything. We could certainly do a rollover, but we run the risk of being assigned the 260, so you may roll them over. You can do it right now. Roll them over to September the 10th. Let's do that. Why not? The put, actually, what you can do is wait until next week. Why don't we do that? Let's wait until next week, Friday next week, and then we simply add the short put and leave that expire worthless. But the call needs to be rolled over because otherwise you run the risk of being assigned and then you have to deal with 100 shares. No big deal, but we may anticipate that, that's all. So let's analyze rolling. And we're rolling the August the 20th to September the 10th. Oh, we don't have that, so we're not going to do it unless we were closing the position. Okay? So I'm going to leave it to next week. What happens is if you are assigned the call, then you sell that call along with this the call gets assigned, you get assigned short shares, and you can either exercise your September calls, or better yet, you sell it along with the buyback of the 100 shares, and then no harm done. Because this is a paper trading account, I don't run that risk, okay? Because they're not going to assign me on a paper trading account, but it could happen in real life. Very often it does. Let's move on to HCA, and here we have September 10th. Not going to do anything. Let's reset the slices here, so we can see we are here at 430, 243 rather, 243, and what do I want to do? There's nothing to do really. we're just waiting for a big move in either direction. It's been moved sideways since the stock jumped. And what happens is it usually does, breaks out to a higher level, but it takes sometimes a little while. If it does, it might make us money to the upside. Right now, it's a loser by $619. But I'm in no hurry. This is a long-term proposition. Let's move on to CarMax. And here we have September 3rd. That looks fine to me. What you can do is, okay, is this a loser? If you want to exit the loser, well, we would have to see how many times I have rolled this over. Well, let's go to the monitor tab, account statement, and then go back, let's say 60 days. So we are clear of what we've done with this trade. And we are going to say KMX, so only those trades show. So we already bought the position and rolled it over once. So if you want to see what our profit and loss has been so far since we opened this trade, you can say analyze trade and go back and analyze the rollover as well. Then you hide everything, hide the current positions, and here's my trade at $269 loss. You might say, oh, this is a loser, let's get the hell out of here. That will be fine. But I want to give it some time. 1 week to September the 3rd, then we can make that decision whether we want to close it. And I often do, if it is a loser, I'd rather lose $250 and make that money elsewhere and then some, rather than stick with a loser for too long. But that's comes with the experience and with your I don't know, your desire to keep nimble and perhaps free some capital for other trades. MS, we can do exactly the same thing, right? Yes, let's go and see what have we done with MS. We could link it to this yellow, and there it is. You can, by doing this link here, because I have this current account, a link here in yellow, this number 2, we can click any ticket symbol and it shows up here. Okay, perfectly. That's this analyzed trade. And of course, because we only have the one trade, no rollovers, the current position reflects exactly what we have. So you don't have to do this. Okay, so far we have a little money there, $293. And our deltas are negative, close to neutrality. Let's see what the stock looks like. It looks like it wants to go down. Well, you can do a rollover up or down. I'm not going to do anything because it's already delta negative. It looks like it's going to go a little down, and that's good. Okay, so I'm thinking that the August options here expire within a week. Okay, and we could roll those over. Get some cash out of the trade. And perhaps neutralize the deltas a little bit by doing that. Or we can let it sit, or do one of them. The put is down here. The call is the one that is a danger for assignment. So let's do the call, leave the put alone, and then we make next week we'll figure out what to do with that put. We may close it and sell another one, or just simply sell another one if it's close to expiration. But for now, let's do the call. Okay, analyze rolling. And let's sell the, let's say September the 10th, and look at what happened. It made the delta positive, and actually it's quite good to be positive, because if you have a spike up, then you still make money. If it goes down, volatility helps you. Okay, and we get 55 cents credit. All right, and then next week we can simply sell September 10th 95 put and leave this other one alone, expiring worthless. Let's go to Nike, and you can see that it's slightly delta negative. Let's see what Nike's been doing. It's been pulling back a little bit. I think by the stochastics it might still go further down. Let's look at what we have here. Oh, okay, so we have been doing quite a number of trades this here. So you can just simply copy them into the Analyze tab, hide the position, and then you can see what you have done so far. So you right click and say Analyze Trade, and then put it into the Analyze Trade tab, and then little by little you would see what we've been doing so far, and you can see that it's positive already, and then another couple of rollovers and roll-ups and whatnot. Vertical, that means a roll-up. Calendar means rollover. Custom, well, it's profit taking, or roll-up from 75 to 65, 165. And this is our current trade, and we have made so far almost $800. Okay, so that is positive, worth keeping or worth modifying depending on your mindset. Let's say show all, and it is slightly delta negative. How do we make this delta positive? That's what we want. Perhaps we don't want to modify anything. August 13 is today, so that's going to expire today. And guess what? We're going to be assigned if we don't change it. Okay, so let's analyze rolling. And let's roll it over to September the 10th. And you can say, okay, you get 15 cents, something like that. Here we're rolling over not because of the cash we're going to make, but because we want to keep the trade going. And this call could depreciate. Right now it's $11.50. The new one is going to be very similar, minus, so let's just do the rollover. You can do the put, but the put is not going to give you anything if you sell that or the September 10th put. Let me just demonstrate that. Analyze closing. Of course, I'm not closing that, but this is an easy way to sell 3 puts. And we just change the date to September, and we're going to get 28 cents if and when we sell these. Yeah, why don't we do it? We don't have any puts right now. That's going to fill immediately, I hope. Okay, it's set to that. There it goes, 30 cents. Okay, and see if we can do this rollover. When you sell one option, single option, not a spread or whatever, it's a lot easier than when you are entering a vertical spread. For example, 2 legs, let alone 4 legs, is more difficult, so it requires more time. Okay, so we closed that call expiring today. Now we have a slightly delta negative. Nike, still, I think it needs to go down some more before it could, it could bounce like this one halfway in the stochastics. That's not unusual, but I think it's a little overextended. It could go back to the Ichimoku cloud, so we do want it a little negative, but if it takes off, we will collect good profits on that one. Let's move on to UPS. In UPS we have August 3rd, 13 that expires today, and we have August 20. I see that we have this 190 put that's probably left from another trade, and that's expiring a week from now. Does it have any value? It does have some value. Okay, I don't want to sell it just yet. We need to close this part of the trade, analyze rolling. We need to close that because now it is 1 week away. The options, the short options expire today and the others a week from now. And you can see there are 2, 2, 2 in 2. So we're going to end up with, once we close this trade this way, we end up with a strangle, I think. The 210 call, and yeah, that's a strangle. Let's sell that as well. Should be here, strangle. 210 for the call and 90 for the put, and now that should close the position. Yes, it does. You see by the straight line when we have the two things here. The price of two trades are very similar, so there's no priority of one over the other. I say perhaps this portion is a little more expensive. And we hope that it will fill by the end today. At least the one here, yeah, it filled the straddle, which is okay. Now we want the double diagonal to fill. Now if it doesn't fill quickly, you can always split the put and call side separately, do them separately, because after all they're different. Okay, you can do this, analyze rolling. No, see, analyze rolling the call, and we're selling the call side, and that's 25 cents, and then do the same with the put, analyze rolling, and that's the put side, that's $1.22. I think that this put side is overvalued, but as you can see, if we do it this way, we will eliminate both positions. You can also reduce the bid. Here is 146, 148 is the mark, which means somebody is paying that much. Well, you can reduce by 5 cents until you get to 119 to make sure it gets done. Okay, let's leave it for a little while and see if it gets filled. Okay, it did get filled. UPS, okay, and let's go to analyze tab. UPS is all gone, as you can see. Good. Let's go now to the last one, Yum. Okay, Yum is expires September the 3rd. Right now it's sort of delta negative, and not much I can do about it. I think we're going to call it a day here. There's only one trade here still, this MS. Okay, let's reduce the bid until it gets filled, just to show you that if you reduce it, it would eventually fill. Not as good a price, but started off with the mid and then you go down slowly, not immediately, because you might get a better price that way. At some point it will fill if it doesn't keep on going until you reach the natural. And the natural it should fill because that's what what people are willing to pay, and there it is filled. Okay, so we are done for the day, and we are trading at $88,000, and we've been there for quite a while, haven't we? Well, suddenly one of these days is going to give us a lot of money. I can almost guarantee that. It just, I don't know how soon. So that's why I keep on trading and refining my skills until something happens. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you very much, and goodbye.